trust me, these are the questions that every business asks day in and day out. Who are those customers who bought X number of products last month, and where do they live? So and so forth. These are the essential questions that are not addressed by your centralized fact table. Instead, these are those corner pieces of your star model that use in context your fact data to understand the surrounding of your business process or events. These tables are called dimension tables that describe the business entities of your star model. Note this: a well-defined and professionally built data warehouse is a cornerstone that consists a single version of truth for relevant information, well managed, be it historical, current or future data. But here's the thing, right? All of which should be impeccable quality. Remember this: garbage in, garbage out. Okay, so before we get into this episode of today, understand this, get it straight on your head. Dimension table, as the name suggests, are the core concept of dimensional modeling or a data warehouse design. Let me remind you of the saying, right? Half-baked knowledge is dangerous. So I would humbly request you to please refer back to the Mastery Data Strategy playlist and check out the previous video where we have gone into the basics. Now we are getting into depth of the data modeling or the design concepts of the data applications. Okay, check it out later. You don't have to go it right now. You can check out the link below that I'm going to leave in this video. Now in this episode, I'm going to introduce 6 basic principles on dimension table and a bonus one. Excited to dig in? Smash in the like button. Welcome to Mastery Data. I'm Raza, and on this channel, I help you become a data literate with Mastery Data Strategy. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode 3 times a week to decode data and help you grow with your data understanding. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. You'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with data energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, welcome back. It's always awesome to see you over here. Get this straight: a dimension table provides a description behind your article number that is stored in your fact table. It describes who, what, when, where, and why behind the fact information. Dimensions are normally broken down into groups like your location dimension, your time dimension, and so on and so forth, and they contain several attributes. Unlike fact table, dimension tables are not normalized. Dimension tables relates directly to the fact tables with identifying relationships, so that the primary key of a dimension table migrates to the primary key of the fact table as a foreign key. Now that's been understood. Take this. Principle number 1: static dimensions. Static dimensions are not extracted from your source system or OLTP system. If you don't know what is an OLTP system, check it out, the Mastery Data Strategy previous video. I'm going to leave the link below. You don't have to go right now. You can check it out later. But these tables are static tables. They are loaded once, that's it, and they are also called as a reference table, or they hold a reference data in a sense that is created in context to your data warehouse summary information. For example, the status code of your business transaction, or the best example is the time dimension itself. Principle number 2: rapidly changing dimension or fast changing dimension. Either cases, these dimension possesses attributes that are changing rapidly. Not all the attributes within dimension are going to change typically. That's not the nature of the dimension table, right? But few attributes that are changing fast. These tables are categorized as rapidly or fast changing dimensions. Third principle is basically all about slowly changing dimensions. The slowly changing dimensions is possessing the opposite to your rapidly changing dimension, because it possesses those attributes, few attributes that are changing very slowly, and these are the core dimension that you normally find in your data warehouse design. And these dimensions have multiple category, but majorly these are the 3 categories: SCD, type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 1 basically is nothing but insert and update. It's basically inserting the record, and when the same information is coming up, you're updating this record. Type 2 is the core part of the data warehouse, where you hold the entire history within the type 2 dimensions. And type 3 is basically you're holding the previous history and the current history. Hope that makes sense completely. Principle number 4: role-playing dimension, a dimension that plays multiple roles. The best example that I could give you is the date dimension, because the date dimension attributes can be used for the sales date, when the sales has basically triggered or has happened for the product, and the order date, when the order was placed for that particular product which has been sold, or the employee hire date, or employee exit date, or date of birth, and so on and so forth. So the time dimension is playing multiple roles. So that's the reason that category of the dimensions are called as a role playing dimensions. Principle number 5, confirmed dimensions. Now this is a thing, right? Data warehouse, basically the star model within the data warehouse is a subject oriented. That means you are creating the star model for a particular subject, and the fact table holds your subject related information, like a sales information. You can create a separate fact table for your marketing, you can create a separate fact table for your finance information, and so on and so forth. But organization wide, if you wanted to see the whole holistic view of your organization data across the different line of businesses, then you need to have a confirmed dimension that bridge between these two fact tables of your marketing and sales. So that dimension basically is called as a confirmed dimension. Principle number 6, junk dimension. Yes, we do have a junk dimension. In the data warehouse design, we often come across with a situation where we have to use some kind of flag values such as yes, no, 0 and 1, male, female, true and false, blah blah blah, right? Those indicators and flags are quite important at times in reporting purposes, and at times in data analysis, deep data analysis, I would say. If we put all these flags within, or the indicator within the fact table, then we need to create a lot of small dimensions and so on and so forth. So it's going to be messy. So that's why we create a separate dimension table that we consider to be as a junk dimension, which can be connected to your single fact table with the foreign key, and that makes things very simple. Right now, let me pause for a second. Before we jump into the bonus one, are you started seeing the value? If yes, can I please request you to smash the like button, because I like it, my team loves it, and so does the YouTube algorithm. Now let me give you the bonus one, degenerated dimension, a dimension that does not have its own table. Yes, you heard me right, it does not have its own table. Degenerate dimensions is a derived column within your fact table. Are you surprised? A dimension within your fact table? Yes, the degenerate dimension lives within your fact table as a derived column. It does not map to any of your dimension tables within your star model. Example for these degenerated dimensions would be your order number, or invoice number, or your credit card indicator, and so on and so forth. If you got the value from this episode, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe, please. This is me signing off. You would mean a world to me and my team, but if you're with us, you're going to be mastering it. Thank you very much.